legislators are back. Lee Chatfield, state representative, Republican from Levering, is with us and took the entire family to South Carolina and Orlando, which is like a troop movement, really, right? Because how many children do you have?
4 children.
4 children, and the 2 of you in a car, and ages?
9 months to 4.5 years old.
Yeah. Holy, you should write a book about that trip.
Well, my wife should write the book about the trip,
I see.
actually.
Okay,
but,
you were just a motor man?
That is correct. It was, having your first child is a learning experience. Then, 2, you kind of know the ropes a little bit, but now we're double teamed right now. And with children at that age, there can be some difficult times.
You have to play zone defense, I think.
Yes.
Did you all go to Disney World or anything like
We
that?
did not. With 2 children, our youngest is 9 months, and then we have a son, Matthew, who is 2.5. It's dependent on how well they can behave, and we didn't think that they could handle a full day, and I wasn't willing to fork out
$8 million to go in there
for just a few hours.
Have a meltdown, and
That's
it's
right.
all over.
That's right.
At least you had good weather and a swimming pool or something.
That's
like
right.
that,
The first week I loaded up the schedule in district, did a lot of in-district office hours, met with a lot of different folks who had issues, and so we tried to earn that vacation. But I think my wife and children needed a break more than I did, so I was kind of dedicated to half of my time was with the constituents, then half my time was with my family over the break. So it was very refreshing, but it's good to be back.
A little bit of gossip, needless to say, since you've been gone and since you've been back, too. State Representative Peter Battaglia was with us last hour. I don't know if you heard it or saw it or not. But
I did not.
He's thinking about running in a primary against Congressman Dan Benishek, who is your congressman, right? Mm-hmm. What do you make of that?
I'll be honest with you. All I know are the rumors. I haven't spoken with either.
He's thinking of it.
Right. I haven't spoken with either Benishek or Battaglia at this point because I'm good friends with both of them. And, obviously coming in from my, political history, very short, obviously knocking off an incumbent, not afraid of a primary challenge in my opinion, if the incumbent has, strayed greatly from the Republican platform or, have broken too many campaign promises. So, I think there is a role to hold legislators accountable and even congressmen accountable. I don't know at this point if Benishek has done anything that would have lost my support because, I do support Congressman Benishek. So I'd have to talk with, Pete or Dan. I'm friends with both of them to really understand the issue more before I even take any stance on it.
Speaking of taking a stance, this Representative Battaglia has, for something like 30 years, owned a resort on a lake in northern Michigan, and he also owns an auto parts store or an auto repair shop. So I asked him about this fella, Brian Clowater, at Diesel Tech in Granville. I don't know if you've heard about this yet or not, but he's taking a stand. He says, these are his words, that Christian business owners who feel their voices are being drowned out by gay rights advocates need someone to step forward, and he's going to be the one to do it. He says that he does not want gay people coming into his auto repair shop, and he will put your vehicle together with all bolts and no nuts, and you can see how that works. Here's another thing that he said.
If you have a vehicle that needs to be repaired, we'd be happy to do that for you. But if you want to come in here with your boyfriend and you want to openly display that, then that's just not going to be tolerated here. We don't believe that here.
So I asked Representative Battaglia, since he owns an auto parts store too, and he's a conservative Republican, if he felt that if a black gay couple showed up at his resort, would he be happy to welcome them to stay?
Yes, I would say yes, they do. It's your business. It's your beliefs. I wouldn't want any couple, gay or not, to do things in the public areas of my resort that would offend somebody else. It's a family-oriented resort. So if I saw an action of a heterosexual couple that was offensive to kids on the swing sets, I would say something. And I would certainly say something to an openly gay couple. But I don't care. We don't get those challenges in Northeast Michigan. Not that they couldn't come.
He felt that it was perfectly within his rights, though, and the rights of this auto parts owner and the rights of the resort owner down the street from him to say, no, you're not welcome here if you want to.
Well, I think first off, if we're going to approach it from, I'll even approach it from a theological standpoint, because a lot of folks who have sincerely held religious beliefs, as I do, unabashedly a Christian, a believer in Jesus Christ. That's not a Christian attitude to take as a business person.
To turn someone away.
To turn someone away
Thank God you said
simply
that.
for their sexual orientation. What we're seeing across the country and why many states are feeling the necessity to add a RFRA because of the 97 case that said, this does not apply to the states, is because business owners, as like what we saw in Indiana with Memories Pizza, they made it very clear, we will serve, gay people, lesbian people, transgendered people. We just would not want to have to support an activity or an event where we felt went against our religious beliefs. Being forced to support something, simply serving someone, no. That I don't, truly, personally, myself, I don't think that's a Christian attitude. Any Christian is a sinner saved by grace. Morality will keep you out of jail, but only the blood of Jesus Christ will keep you out of hell, because we're all sinners. We've all fallen short. And so me personally, if
and
I had
all are welcome.
Exactly, yeah, especially in a business aspect. If you're asking me, Lee, do you believe sexual orientation, and homosexuality is the same as skin color? I will say no. No, I do not believe that. I think when we look, at the Declaration of Independence, which talks about our inalienable rights, we believe that our rights come from a creator. Because that, our founders said our rights are inalienable, because what God can give, government can't take away. All right, and if God is the giver of our rights, therefore logic dictates that God is the definer of our rights. So I would agree with what Representative Battaglia said in the sense that it's my business. I don't think people should have to force me to do that, but I think, like Representative Battaglia said, any good business owner will want to be welcoming to provide service for people. So that is different. I don't know who the gentleman was who said that on the air. I actually do find that somewhat offensive, and coming from someone who will not equate sexual orientation with skin color, I still would find that comment offensive.
Yeah, it smacks of the old, we don't serve your kind here.
Right.
Money's no good here.
Right. And frankly, even from a business standpoint, I'm fully willing to talk about what's right and wrong. But from a business standpoint, that doesn't seem like something wise to do either.
Doesn't. Thank you very much for stopping in. Welcome back to town.
Thank you, Michael. It's good not to have to wear a winter jacket around here.